Hello, welcome to episode 4 of this secret series, the secret playlist that accompanies the speaking workshop. All right, I would love you to get clear today on the transformation that you provide. We do not have time to figure out what it is that you do. And it's so funny because or interesting rather than funny, because when it's funny it's like you're not making money, and that is not funny because you deserve to be paid in this moment. I think that so often, especially as women or as girls, we got used to saying I can be anything you want me to be, and I'll do this and I'll tweak and I'll accommodate and I'll bend and flex, and you tell me what you want. Now is your time for you to fully rise into that version of yourself that says, this is what I do. This is how I help people. This is how I am best. Because we also know that when we are constantly all over the shop trying to be all the things to all the people, we're not being the best version of ourselves. And in fact, wouldn't it be great to really step into that version where you come away and you go, I was the best in the room there. I am the best in my industry at that. And you're really elevating your greatness. So I want to firstly ask you this question around speaking and the transformation that you provide, and really working out how you can say this in a succinct way, because people are always looking for you. People are always opening up conversations. They are always acting on behalf of their friends, their colleagues, their boss. And the number of times where people go, oh my gosh, it would be my friends looking for something like this. And I think that sometimes people shy away from this because it might be niche. But what about the lawyer who, instead of just having a general practice, specializes in women in their 30s who earn more than their men and they're going through a divorce? What does that look like, as opposed to somebody who just gives general law advice? What about the people who are incredible? And I think about this on Instagram at the moment. What about those people who are incredible at putting those grazing tables together? They are not trying to be anything else. They are like, you tell me what you want on your grazing table, and this is the way that we will display it. They're not thinking about vintage china over here. They're thinking about how can we make this accessible so people move around the food and they can consume it in a hygienic and clean and streamlined way. And so I want you to begin to think about what it is that you absolutely do brilliantly. And secondly, remove the vagueness. It's so easy to say these umbrella phrases such as, I just want to help people. I just want people to leave better than they felt when they came in. What do you mean? I want you to map out that equation. The beginning, the middle, and the end, like you would with a novel, like you would with something non-fiction. I don't want to just pick something up and then go, I've just read like 300 pages and I haven't learned anything. I feel like they've just gone on and on. And sometimes we've all been to those speaking events, haven't we, where people just waffle on for 42 minutes and you come away and go, I don't really know what I got from there. It felt like it was about them. It was nothing about the audience. And I feel like I'll never get those 42 minutes back. And so what I want you to do in terms of your positioning is work out the journey. Where are your ideal clients when they come to you? What's that messy middle, that part that they need to work out, the obstacle, the challenges, the twists and the turns, and what do you want them to have left with? Now, I know that everything in us wants to go, but we can't predict for everybody. Everybody's different. They're all human beings. Absolutely. Yes, I get that. But generally, setting the intention for what you want to achieve is really important. And the most niche you can become will be the most helpful. So I know that sometimes people go, I just speak to women in business. What kind of women in business? What kind of people will really maximize what you have? And remember, if we come back to that mission that lots of us say of I just want to help people, who are the people that you can help most? What are the rooms, the places, and the spaces where you can be in creation mode rather than convince mode? This is so, so important. I know there'll be so many rooms out there happening right now where I would go in and there'll be people who'd be like, yeah, she's all right. She's all right. Like, but what she said wasn't really relevant, or like she's a bit old for me to listen to, or she's a bit young for me to listen to, or she hasn't really had a corporate background, so she's just not for me. Great. That is a really good piece of insight. So instead, what I want you to flip it around to is, where are the rooms that I'm going to thrive? Where are the rooms where I'm going to excel? Where are the rooms that I'm going to have the transformation? Where people leave going, well, unbelievable. I will never forget this day. That's the kind of feeling you want to have. If you want to find out more about Speak Up, have a look at the details down below. There are 3 ways to join. Add magic at checkout to save 20%. Secondly, if you haven't watched the full workshop, absolutely do so. And I'll see you next time. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way, and then you will be notified when a new episode goes into the playlist. Lots of love. Bye.